You know?
Then let's conclude with your speech.
I don't want to do it now. I don't know. I wanted to find a way to kind of show you inside my heart a little bit without being cheesy, one, without crying, two. And I started to write a speech. I started to outline the speech. And is that clock right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I began outlining the speech, and I saw really quickly that the speech wasn't what I wanted. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and give you guys like a 55-minute convention speech that analyzes policy. What's the point? That's not what you need to hear. I mean, I might enjoy it. I might like pouring out statistics and talking about certain things, little niches and qualms I have in the field of policy, but that's not, that'd be pointless. What I would like to do is just touch on a few things and kind of tell you a little bit of who I am and why my philosophies are what they are. I don't know. My grandpa, my mom's mom, was born in 1920 outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and his father left him when he was 3. He watched his mother iron and do washing work to provide for their family. When he was 10, 11 years old, he was on the streets in Pittsburgh smoking and little gang violence things. Obviously, when he was my age, it was in the heat of the Great Depression. Racism abounded. Baseball got my grandpa off the streets. He started playing when he was a teenager. He ended up playing pro baseball. He got drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He played college football. He still holds records in the state of Pennsylvania for high school football. And a few months back, my grandpa doesn't really, I mean, we know he played, a little bit of pro baseball, and we know some things about his life, but he never really, I mean, he's not, a super humble guy. He's not a really very religious guy at all. But he never really he never gloats about this game and this statistic and this record or anything like that. And there's a chest, big old chest that used to be in my grandparents' barn, and it's now upstairs in their attic. And a couple months back, I saw inside that, and it was just packed to the hilt, just deep, with newspaper clippings and cards and all kinds of stuff of my grandpa. Site saves the game, site sets record, all the stuff. And I talked to my mom about it. Why do I have to cry? This is retarded. I talked to my mom about it. And, well, my grandpa got drafted into the Navy, World War II. He was just a trainer. He didn't do a lot. And after that, after World War II, he wanted to play baseball again. He loved it. It was his life. It's what it was everything for him. It's what got him off the streets. It was his family, players, and everything. Anyway, when my mom and her brothers were born, he couldn't play again. He played semi-pro. He tried to get back into it, but he couldn't. He ended up having to be a welder. He worked on the Alaska pipeline and did sheet metal work and all this. And now he's, lived on a dairy farm in Idaho for 35 years. I don't know. I'm a lot like my grandpa in a lot of ways. I look just like him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have any athletic ability, because my dad and his brothers are a bunch of klutzes. That's true. No, they're all right. They're friendly. Anyway. And in my opinion, my grandpa still speaks a little bit of German. Both his parents were from Germany, his grandfather. And that's the all-American story to me. And I don't know, for my grandpa to live his life without gloating about that, without making that his identity and going on and on and on about it, I don't know. The fact that he provided for my mom and her brothers and did what he did personifies the American story. And to have that be part of my life means a lot. my mom's mom's side, you know, Irish immigrants, hand carts across the plains. There's a legend has it that one of my grandma's great uncles started in an Indian Mormon war. I don't know why they're proud of that, but working in coal mines and doing what they did, I feel like every American has a melting pot story, a story that is unmatched, that is unique. You don't find in other countries, and you might get, you know, some cool cultural things, but nothing like that, nothing like that. And I don't know, it seems like there's just a lot of things that have instilled patriotism in me. Living in Mount Home, knowing that the house directly across the street from my house that I grew up in used to, you know, a man used to live there who was the first U.S. casualty in Iraq. You know, guys, they were scars and shot up, and I wish I would really stop crying. It really sucks. It's kind of what defines me. So that's everything for me. In fact, sometimes it's kind of bad because I take it to a point of pride, of like, I don't know, I hold it over, sometimes over my family or even over the gospel. It's everything to me. I feel like my country is the best in the world at everything. Sometimes it's a little too much. I'm getting in people's faces in Mexico, and the U.S. is playing Mexico in soccer. Just everything. I'm inherently ridiculously patriotic. The principles behind that are that freedom is foremost in everything. Freedom of religion, political freedom, personal freedom. Freedom's everything. Country counts as number one. I would take a bullet for President Obama, not because of the man he is, but because of the office he holds and what it means to the rest of the country. I don't